Alright, so this video is on C++. This is lecture 2. In this video we're going to show you how to use iomanip, and we're going to use solving for the volume of a sphere in order to show you how to use it. So first thing I'm going to do is I need to include #include iomanip, and that's just a library for alignment commands. Then I'm also going to define pi as 3.14159. And then I've already populated the using namespace as std, and then you've got #include stdafx.h and #include iostream. And I explained those in the previous video, so if you have any questions on those, I recommend you go back and check them out. So now let's go ahead and get started. So right now I'm going to declare my variables. So this is going to be double radius. And you need the radius when you're solving for the volume of a sphere. You also need volume, so I'm going to declare that as well. Now I'm going to assign a value of 10 to radius. I'm going to say radius and a value of 10. After that, I'm going to put in the formula for volume. So volume, and for the sphere of the volume of a sphere, it's 4/3 multiplied by pi. The radius cube. So we're going to do 4 divided by 3 multiplied by pi multiplied by radius. Let's copy that. Okay, so now we've got 4/3 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius cubed. So now we want to print this out to the screen, so we're going to say cout, and I'm going to do let's do \n \t. \n just moves it down a line, and \t will indent by 8. So we're going to say the radius is equal, and then we're going to close that off, or we're going to wait. And then we're going to have it put out that one. So, okay, so we're going to say cout, and then it's going to do \n, it's going to move it down one line and indent by 8. Then it's going to say the radius is equal to, and it's going to put in radius. And we assigned the value of 10 to radius, so it should say is equal to, and then it'll say radius. So let's go ahead and compile and run the code. Okay, so now it's compiled and now it's run, and it says the radius is equal to 10. Unfortunately, you see that press any key is right next to the 10, so we want to move that down away from the code. So we're going to say cout, and then we're going to do a few \n. So \n. So we're going to move it down 5 spaces or 5 lines, and then we're going to indent by 8. So okay. So now I also want to put out the value of volume, so let's do that. \n and \t. The volume is equal to, so now we're going to pump out volume. Okay, so now the volume is actually going to come out, it's going to be incorrect, and you're going to see why. I'll show you in 1 second. Okay, so as you see, the press any key to continue has been moved down about 6 spaces, 5 spaces, and it's been indented. Now here you see that the volume is 3,141.59, and that we know is incorrect because the radius is 10, so that's just going to be the radius times the radius times the radius is just going to be 1,000 multiplied by pi, which is 3.14. Well, this multiplied by 1,000, it'll just be 3,141.59, which is what we have here. But this is 4 divided by 3, which is 1 1/3, so there should be an extra third to this, and there's not. So the reason is this 4 divided by 3 is treated as an integer. So since it's treated as an integer, this is just going to be, instead of being 1 1/3, it's just going to be 1. So it's going to be 1 multiplied by all these over here. And the way to fix this is you could put, well, let me also show you what happens if, let's say this fraction is less than 1. So if I put a 5 here, you're actually going to get, this is going to get treated as a 0. So all of the, what we're actually going to pump out is it's going to be, the volume is going to be equal to 0. And you'll see right now. Okay, and then you see the volume is equal to 0. And that is because this fraction is being treated as an integer. So as whole numbers. So 4 divided by 5 is 0.8, but 0.8 is less than 1, so it's going to get rounded down to 0. So it's just going to get rounded down to the next whole number. So if this was, if this was 6/5, you'd get 1. If this was 11/5, you'd get 2. But you wouldn't get the extra point or 1/5 out of it. So let's fix this. And the way we fix this, one way to fix it actually is you could say 0.0. And this works for the 2010 version and up. But if you have like 2008, this won't work. So it just depends on what version you have. So if we run it like this, it'll work. Okay, and there you go. 4,188.79. That is the correct volume. So now, let's go and now I want to set it to have a certain number of decimal places. The way we do that is we say cout set precision, and this has to be an integer because you can't have a like half of a decimal place or a place. You can only have 1, 2, 3, however many places you want, but you can't have fractions as places. So we're going to say we're going to have 4 places. And I want this from now on, so I'm going to set it to fixed. Alright. Now, after anything we do from now on, it'll always have 4 decimal places afterwards. Now, I also want to change the column width. So I want these to be aligned. So I'm going to say, we're going to say set width. And we're going to set the width to 10 places. We'll do the same thing here for this guy. Set width to 10 places. Okay. Now these should be all aligned. And let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so you see it has the radius is equal to, and then you have 10, 4 decimal places, and it's right aligned. And here you have the volume is equal to 4,000, well, whatever, and it has 4 decimal places, and you notice they are perfectly aligned. So there you go. That is how you use the iomanip. Here you have set the width of the column. There's actually a column here worth the 10 spaces. You could change this to whatever you want. You can set it to 100 spaces. Doesn't really matter. And the set precision gives you the 4 decimal places. If you wanted to have 1 decimal place, you would just put a 1 here, a 1 right here, and that'll just give you 1 decimal place here. If you put 3, 4, 5, that's how many places you'll have after the decimal. So I think that's about it. So I showed you guys how to use the set precision and set width so in order to align. So there you go. And that's, oh, let's see, wait a minute, one more thing. Oh, so let me show you a second way to handle this. So if you didn't want to put the 4.0 divided by 3, you could also just get rid of the 3 and put the 3 at the very end. It doesn't have to be at the very end, but here you're actually multiplying an integer into a double. Well, the radius is a double, so 4 multiplied into pi is going to give you some value, but as soon as it hits radius, it's going to turn it into a double. So all the values after radius will be doubles, and even though you have an integer here, it's still going to assume the quality of the double, because double has more more oomph, if you want, than an integer. So this is one way you could do it. Or if you want, you could even put the divided by 3 in here, just so long as you multiply whatever value you want by a double, so it'll assume the qualities of double instead of integer. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll run this one more time so you can see it, and then we'll be good. Okay, and there you see it still worked, same answer. Alright, so hope this video helped you out. If you did, please click like, and good luck in your classes. I think the next one I'm going to put out, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put it out on, so anyhow, yeah, so good luck in your classes, and I really hope the video helped you out.